Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so very much for joining me here today. It's the Empress, and in today's Pick a Card reading, we are looking at who you are in a kind of parallel universe or an alternate reality. So this reading is a little bit different. I'm super excited to be doing this reading. This is one that I haven't done on my channel yet and was suggested by a beautiful subscriber, and I'm super excited to be doing this. So this reading, again, is going to be a little bit different. It is going to require more of an open mind, I feel. So I have set the intention for this reading for Spirit to bring forth the alternate reality or the parallel universe kind of version of you that you most need to tap into at this time, or that you need the messages about or for, because my goal in this channel is to always bring forth what you need in this moment at the time that you're watching, at the time that you're tuning in. And I just want to kind of state that these readings may kind of resonate or be similar to your current or present moment or present life, but they may be completely different as well. And this is where the kind of open mind is required, because there may be messages or kind of energies that come through that you don't resonate with, but that are energies that you are needing to tap into or needing to align with or needing to maybe explore or learn something about. So again, just, keep an open mind as much as possible here. And let's go ahead and get into our reading, you guys. Out in front of you here, we have 3 different cards, 3 different stones to choose from. I am very strongly feeling that the stones of this reading are bringing forth the energy of who you are in this other universe, and then we will use the cards to tap deeper into that. So I am going to ask you that if a crystal is calling you kind of stronger than a card, to go by that for this reading. But out in front of you here we have pile number 1, 2, and 3. And I will have the timestamps to the beginning of each reading in the description box below, along with the links to the cards that I'm using for anybody who may feel drawn to any of the decks that I use here today. And I do ask you, if you enjoy this reading, if it resonates with you, please hit that like button. Comment down below, let me know what pile you choose or any other readings that you would like to see, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. So with all of that being said, you guys, go ahead and pause the video if you still need a moment, and I'm going to go ahead and move on to group number 1. Hello, my beautiful group number 1. Those of you that chose pile number 1 with the blue calcite stone, this reading is for you, and we are tapping into who you are in a parallel universe, in an alternate reality, at the time that you're watching this. So I do in my own personal beliefs believe that there are multiple kind of parallel universes or alternate realities. There are multiple different versions of ourselves, and with that, I feel like coming into this reading, you may choose one pile, but coming back a year from now, or after any major shifts or events in your life, you may resonate more deeply with another pile or with another version or alternate reality of yourself. So that is something to keep in mind as well. But let's go ahead and get into your reading here, group number 1. I do very strongly feel that these stones that I chose for these piles are kind of emanating the energy of like who you are in this alternate reality, which is very interesting. All 3 of the stones were a different kind of calcite. So calcite may be a stone that you're feeling very drawn to at this time. It doesn't have to be, but that is something that's coming through here. But for group number 1 with this blue calcite, I keep getting kind of this vision of a woman sitting on a couch wrapped up in a blanket with like a glass of wine. So regardless of your gender in this reality, that's not so much relevant. So just kind of try to disregard that. But that's the energy of this version of you that's coming through. Very gentle, there's something here about like comfort, being very comfortable in your own skin, as well as like just this coziness, like feeling safe, feeling secure within your own home or within a certain space. I do feel like for group number one, in this kind of alternate reality, you may have really struggled with a lot of anxiety or a lot of stress in this life, and you finally reached a point in this life where you are overcoming that, where you are able to calm yourself or soothe yourself in some way, shape, or form. And that's kind of the stage in life that's really coming forth for this other version of yourself as well, which is very interesting. But yeah, the kind of vision that I keep getting from the stone is just a woman who is kind of, I don't know, probably early 30s as far as age-wise, sitting on a couch wrapped up in a blanket and like comfortable clothes and like a big baggy sweatshirt and a glass of wine, kind of like reading a book. Interesting. So let's go ahead and get into your cards here, group number one, and see what else we have coming forth for you in regards to who you are in this parallel universe. So we're going to start off here, and then I'll shuffle the rest of the cards out as we go. So group number one, who are you? Oh, we have victim. Light attributes prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. Shadow attributes, playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity, inability to maintain personal boundaries. So this really does kind of go very well with what I was saying here, group number one. I really feel for a lot of you guys that maybe you were victimized in this alternate reality, and it's almost like you've come to a point where you are able to overcome that, where you are able to feel safe without, there's something here in this alternate reality where you finally come to peace with something that has happened to you, or with some sort of trauma, or like overcoming anxiety and stress and fear. That is something that's coming through here very, very strongly for group number one. So I do feel that in this alternate reality for you guys, you experienced something that was very, very almost traumatizing for you. And there's healing happening for you in this alternate reality. Group number one, you are healing. You are in a space where you are feeling safe enough to heal. And that's kind of where the focus is for you at this time in this other kind of dimension. But let's pull some more cards here and see a little bit more about who you are, group number one. So we have way showing, we have seeking karmic balance, and we have balance. Wow. Yeah. So group number one, a big thing coming through here is like this other version of yourself really had to find, like, you had to find your own way. You had to find balance. You had to find your own healing. I feel for those of you that chose this pile, this alternate reality is very much so surrounding like choosing to heal, choosing to take. I feel like, okay, group number one, I feel like you in this alternate reality lived most of your life alone. You didn't have maybe guardians, you didn't have parents, you didn't have anybody around you to show you how to move forward, to show you how to overcome hardships, to show you how to live a healthy life or a healthy lifestyle. And maybe you guys kind of got into some bad situations or got in with the wrong people and kind of got yourself into a situation where harm was brought to you, and you had to kind of choose to move in a different direction all by yourself. And for a large portion of your life here, it was all about choosing how to kind of repay debts or to pay back what you had taken from somebody or something else while you were a child and you needed to like survive. There's a lot of survivor energy here for group number one, but currently at this time that we are tapping into this alternate version of you, group number one, you are finding balance. You are finding balance. A large portion of your life was about learning how to choose a better way, and then kind of seeking the karmic balance for when you maybe chose the wrong directions and maybe took the wrong actions. But currently, at this point in time, you are finding balance in this alternate reality. And I love that she's kind of sitting here, kind of holding herself. And like a lot of the times when we think victim, it can be a very negative thing, but really, group number one, like being a victim, yes, it's a very difficult thing to experience in life, but it also teaches you how to be your own safety, your own security blanket. And I feel like that's who you are in this other reality. It's a big part of your purpose, a big part of like your soul's mission in this alternate universe is to find safety within yourself and to learn how to choose your own way instead of just trying to survive. Interesting. So let's pull some more cards here for group number one. We have great achievement. Yes, I really feel like you guys have achieved some karmic balance in this alternate reality. Oh my gosh, you guys, look, victim mentality. So that's a very strong energy here for this other reality. And then we have teacher. So group number one in this alternate reality, I really feel for you guys that you had to overcome a lot of this victim energy. You had to learn how to heal. You had to learn how to find your own safety, security, and comfort. And you've done that. And moving forward, you guys are moving into more of a teacher position where you can show people, show other people, potentially even children that you may have in this alternate reality, or like working with children, and teaching them how to overcome hardships, how to overcome like abandonment, how to overcome survival energies that they may be stuck in from their own kind of negative experiences. Wow. So you guys in this alternate reality may really be some sort of like child protective service worker, or like a student counselor in a school, or like a life coach as well coming through here. Interesting. But I do feel for you guys that you may have really experienced a lot of kind of survival energy. You had to learn how to survive. Growing up in this parallel universe, you had to learn how to make the right choices for yourself. You had to learn how to, you know, do things the hard way, I feel, instead of maybe the easy way where they hurt other people when you chose to take the easy way out in certain situations. I really feel for group number one in this alternate reality that as a child or like a very young adult growing up, you got in with the wrong people. Maybe even like drug usage, or selling drugs, or like trying to make a quick dollar so that you can pay your bills tomorrow instead of, you know, getting a steady job. Maybe there was something that was very difficult about that for you in this reality, but there's definitely like healing from this. You guys have chosen to live a different lifestyle. And now you are coming to a point in your life where you're going to be teaching other people how to overcome similar situations that you experienced. Wow. So let's get some tarot here, group number one, and see what else we have coming out in regards to who you are in this parallel universe for group number one. Okay. We have the Four of Swords coming out. We have the Three of Chalices coming out in reverse. And we have the Seven of Pentacles coming out. Very strong feminine energy coming in here. Very strong feminine energy coming in here for group number one. And then the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Wands. And look at her climbing this hill, like overcoming these major challenges and obstacles that were presented in life. So really subconsciously, even in this alternate reality, and this may be something that really resonates with you in this life here as well, group number one. In this alternate reality, you are a survivor, and that is how you identify in this alternate reality, is as a survivor. With the Four of Swords here, this is really showing me that you are, again, one of your biggest accomplishments in this lifetime is learning how to gain control over your own mind and over your own fear or anxiety. And then we have the Three of Chalices in reverse with this victim mentality, which again leads me to some abandonment issues or feeling very, it may be very difficult for you to connect to other people in an intimate way. Some of you guys may have experienced like sexual trauma in this alternate reality, and that may play a role in this as well for you. But there's definitely something here where you guys never really learned how to emotionally connect to other people. Again, because I feel like a lot of you guys were left alone from a very young age. There's also something here for group number one where you guys may have a very difficult time celebrating your accomplishments. Although, as I said in the beginning of this, I did see you kind of sitting on a couch with a glass of wine. So maybe you do kind of celebrate yourself, but there's definitely something here where you have a very difficult time connecting to other people or celebrating with other people, kind of like some social anxiety coming in here for group number one. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles, which really says that this is something that has been a lifelong journey. This is something that's been kind of a lifelong lesson for you with the teacher here under the Seven of Pentacles. This is something that required a lot of patience, a lot of dedication for you to be able to overcome this victim mentality, for you to be able to overcome the fear and the anxiety, and for you to be able to learn the lessons that you needed to learn in regards to your own healing in order to then teach other people these things. Wow. So let's pull some more cards here and get a little bit more information, clarify these a little bit for group number one, and see if we can't find out a little bit more about who you are in this parallel universe. So why is the Four of Swords here for group number one? We have the stars. And look at the children playing. Again, you guys are really meant to, it's almost, I really feel for group number one that you guys work with children, or you're meant to work with children in this alternate reality. You are meant to kind of reinstate that hope and that excitement for life in children in this other universe, or this is something that you're really desiring to do. So I feel for group number one, you guys have really done a lot of healing work within your like inner child energy as well in this parallel universe. But really, like, it's almost like your main goal in this alternate reality is to really help children not lose their spark or their light, to not allow the children that you come into contact with to like lose their faith or their hope, or their excitement for life. I feel like that's something that you work very hard towards, like helping children learn how to hold on to that innocence, to hold on to that excitement for life, to hold on to the dreams and the wonder. Wow. So why is the Three of Chalices here in reverse for group number one? We have the Ten of Swords. Some of you guys may have really been influenced or impacted by some addictions, either within your own life. You may have struggled with addictions in this parallel universe, or that could have potentially been what took you away from your guardians or your parents. But you are like rising back up. This particular Ten of Swords is very much so like the phoenix rising, very much so like transmuting that pain, transmuting the abandonment energies. Wow. So yeah, you guys may really have a very difficult time like socializing or like drinking socially in this alternate reality, because I feel for you guys that it's almost like your parents or your guardians or the people around you were very heavily impacted by alcoholism, or you may have even been taken away from your parents because of their kind of addictions, or even they may have even passed away due to these energies and kind of left you alone in this world. But with the Ten of Swords, this is again very mental energy. You guys, there's a lot of lessons that you've gained throughout this reality, and you are coming into a closure of a very large cycle that's going to allow you to now share all of the lessons that you've gained and you've learned along the way here. So it's almost like your goal here in this alternate reality is to reinstate hope into other people. Why is the Seven of Pentacles here? We have the Ace of Chalices coming out. I love this so much, you guys. There's a lot of healing. And it's almost like you guys are really that light that other people need when they're in their darkest moment in this alternate reality. You guys show them the way. You guys show them how to hold on to their faith and to love and to like healing. So you guys are definitely healers, but I feel like you're just awakening to this healing energy within you, to your ability to heal others within you in this alternate reality. You guys are just awakening to this. You guys are just recognizing that maybe this is the direction you want to go in this life. Wow. In the bottom of the deck here, we have the Hermit. So again, there's a lot of energy here where you are kind of alone, but it's almost like you've come to a point in your life where you very much so enjoy being alone. You enjoy diving into yourself and treating yourself and healing yourself and believing in yourself. Wow. Okay, so let's pull a couple last messages for you, group number 1, in regards to who you are in this alternate reality. Group number 1. Okay. We have insecurity coming out. Okay, so our first card here is insecurity. And again, this really just kind of confirms the fact that in this parallel universe, you really had to find balance. You really had to find your own stability within yourself, because relying on anything in like your physical environment wasn't anything that you could do, I feel. And then our last card here is healing. Look at that. Group number 1, yes, in this alternate kind of reality or this alternate version of yourself, you are a healer, but it's tapping into this lifetime right at the kind of turning point here, where you have finally reached a point in your own healing where you can begin offering healing to other people. That's really what I'm seeing here. But you guys are healers. You are turning into healers. And up until this point where you have recognized that you can heal other people, you were survivors. Look at this, the bottom of the deck. Abandonment. Yeah, you guys are survivors in this other kind of version of yourself. You are a survivor that is going to take all of that energy, all of those lessons that you learned, and really start offering love and healing and hope to other people, which is absolutely beautiful. I love this reading. If you enjoyed this, please hit that like button. Comment down below. Let me know if you chose this pile. Let me know any other readings you guys would like to see. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, my beautiful group number 2. Those of you that chose card number 2 with the red calcite, this reading is for you, and we are looking at who you are in a parallel universe or even in kind of an alternate reality, whichever way you kind of look at that. But, we're looking at an alternate version of yourself. And group number 2. The stones that I chose for this reading are really speaking to me as kind of the energy of who you were, like really bringing forth the energy of who you are in this alternate reality. And I was getting a very, very clear kind of message for group number 2 with this red calcite. First of all, the vision that I was getting with this is kind of a man in a boxing ring. Um, there is an emphasis on kind of like the ropes around the ring. So that leads me to believe that there may be an issue with kind of boundaries in this alternate reality. But there's also this sense of a protector. I really feel in this alternate reality there you are masculine, male, really. Regardless of what you are in this reality, this is how it's coming through. I am seeing a male with kind of, maybe even a little bit of like anger issues, but not in a way where like you would lash out and attack other people, but in a way where you feel like you have something to prove because something was taken from you in an aggressive manner in your childhood. So something that's coming through here for group number 2 is the sense of being like a big brother, a protector, a teacher, a guide, to somebody that you care very much for. And there's also this message of maybe losing somebody to some sort of like violence. So this could have been for group number 2. I feel like in this parallel universe that maybe you lost, a parent to domestic violence, and maybe you witnessed that in this childhood. And because of that, there's almost like this mentality that you had to train, you had to learn how to defend yourself, you had to learn how to protect other people because you kind of beat yourself up due to the fact that you weren't able to stop it or prevent it or protect your mother. So that's a very specific message coming through here, and it might be triggering for some of you. So if it is, I'm very sorry, but that's what's coming through here. And that's kind of the energy of like who you are now. I see you as like an adult now, but still really holding on to this need to protect, this need to be able to defend even, because you weren't able to previously. Let's go ahead and get into your cards here, group number 2, and see what else comes through as to who you are in this parallel universe. So we're going to start here with this card, and then we'll shuffle the rest out as we go. So group number 2, who is group number 2? Wow. So we have the Liberator, freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns, shadow attributes, imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate, ignoring legitimate constraints. So that may be kind of the boundaries thing that I was picking up on, is like this ignoring of legitimate constraints, like ignoring where the line is and not really caring where the line is. So I feel for you guys in this parallel universe, you're very kind of one-minded or very focused, very maybe even stubborn for some of you, where when you get your mind set on something, you don't care what gets in the way or what lines you have to cross. That's kind of how this is coming through here. But as far as the Liberator, I really feel that that's an energy that you guys embody in this parallel universe, where you kind of liberate other people from some maybe even dangerous situations, but it's almost like you've taken it upon yourself to carry this kind of superhero complex where you kind of seek out anybody that may be in danger or that may need your help, and you kind of interject yourself in there to kind of, help. I mean, your goal is to help, but it's also very driven by this desire to be able to change your past. Interesting. So you guys in this parallel universe, like anger management is something that's coming in here. Learning how to manage your anger is something that I feel like you've struggled with in this parallel reality. But let's go ahead and get some more cards here for group number 2. So you guys may be fighters in this parallel reality, like boxer type fighters, or even like mixed martial arts or anything like that, where you fight in a ring, because that was the very first kind of initial vision that I received from this red calcite. And that may be kind of a way that you deal with your anger, or you know, that kind of pent up rage. I feel like you guys have some pent up rage in this parallel universe. But let's get some cards here. Who's group number 2 in this parallel universe? Okay, we have force of attraction, solar consciousness, yeah, and black lead patterning, yes. Okay, so force of attraction. With this group number 2, I'm really getting this sense of, like, again, this sense of like interjecting yourself into situations and into places where you feel like you can help, like forcing your way into certain situations. We have the solar consciousness, and this is really kind of leading in parallel here. Yeah, this is really leading me to believe that you guys, with the sun, like all of the planets and everything kind of, you know, rotate around the sun, right? And I'm really feeling this sense of everything you do in this alternate reality rotating around this one major event in your life that you felt helpless in. And it's kind of been the source of energy and of life to everything that you've created in this alternate reality. And then we have black lead patterning, which is very, 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 like, very confirming to the fact that you have, it's almost like you have a superhero complex, really. And it's for the right reasons, but it's driven by a very aggressive or emotionally unstable energy within you. It's not like you are being, you know, aggressive to other people or attacking other people or lashing out or being like some sort of negative influence even, but you're doing it out of your own pain is kind of how this is coming through here. Like, your pain is the source of life and the source of growth for everything that you've created within your life. And it's almost like now you've come to a point where you feel like this pain is kind of your anchor. This pain is what keeps you grounded. This pain is what keeps you in line with what you believe in here and with what you do in your life. Okay, so there's definitely some kind of like emotional instability here and some anger, definitely like pent up anger here for group number 2. We have new beginnings. I do feel for you guys that maybe you just, I do feel that you have a younger brother in this parallel universe, but I also feel like maybe you just had a child as well with this new beginnings. Or maybe there's a child, a small child that really was a source of motivation for you. So this definitely could be a younger sibling or your own child in this other reality. We also have fragmented energy. Yeah. So it's almost like you've taken upon yourself to be like the city's protector for lack of a better example. And because of that, I feel like you're scattered in many different directions. But also because of that, with this force of attraction here, I feel like you guys are very, very like single-minded or very focused on, again, like the danger or any potential harm that could come to anybody or anything that you care about. And because of that, it's almost like that's all you see. That's all you allow yourself to see, because of this kind of source of pain that has grown you and shaped you and molded you in your life here. You have kind of not allowed yourself to see any of the positivity in life because you are still so almost stuck in this way of life here where you're refusing to let something repeat itself that you had already experienced. And then we have increase coming out here. Yeah, so there is a lot of positivity trying to come into this life here in this alternate reality. And I feel for group number 2 that there is a child that is really going to help you begin to transform the part of yourself that drives you. It's going to help you kind of change the source of motivation for you. So again, I really am just really getting this energy of like doing the right things for like the wrong reason kind of energy here. And it's not even so much the wrong reason, but it's like you're constantly trying to make up for something that's already happened, constantly trying to make up for something that you can't change in this alternate universe. And there's like a tipping point here where you're going to recognize that it's really just causing you to relive that energy over and over again. And really what you need to do is liberate yourself from this pain instead of trying to liberate other people from your pain, because they're not living from your source of pain. They're living from their source of pain. And it's almost like in this alternate universe, you're trying to liberate others from your source of pain. And you're kind of going through a point in this alternate reality life that you are recognizing this. Group number 2. Let's go ahead and pull some tarot and go a little deeper into this and who you are in this parallel universe for group number 2. Okay, our first card out is the Ace of Swords. Yeah, there's a lot of truth, a lot of clarity, a new perspective, the higher self coming in here in this alternate reality, some truth coming in this alternate reality that maybe you had never actually seen or allowed yourself to look at before. Wow. And then the bottom of this deck here, we have the higher self coming forth here subconsciously for you. Yeah, so I feel like in this parallel universe, you are currently going through a sense of awakening and like pulling your power back from your past and kind of evolving a little bit. I'm almost seeing this. I feel like for group number 2, maybe you went to jail in this alternate reality for fighting or for like trying to stop something, but you did it in like the wrong ways and it landed you like behind bars, and that's something that's coming through here. And it's like you finally get out of jail or even out of prison and you're recognizing that you were doing things all wrong. Interesting. So let's pull some more tarot here. We have the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, see, there's really this strong sense of feeling helpless, feeling like there was nothing you could do to change the situation or to defend somebody or to... I feel like you got left behind in some way, shape, or form. Again, maybe you lost a parent. There's just this sense of feeling very helpless as a child to some regard, and it's almost like your energy is still stuck in that time and space for you in this parallel universe. And at this point in time in this life, you are beginning to pull this energy back to you. And then we have death coming out here. Yeah. See, group number 2, you guys experienced a very almost traumatic situation in your past that caused you to have to leave, that caused you to, maybe you ran away. Yeah, maybe you ran away when this happened. But again, it's like something in your home happened here that really separated you from your family. And it was like something that was very much so out of your control that really caused a very significant like impact on your energy, and you've spent like your entire life since this moment in this alternate reality trying to make up for this in some kind of abstract way, and like telling yourself you're never going to feel like this again, or this is never going to happen again, or and it's like this event is your source of motivation for all of the things that you do. And you're going through this kind of awakening at this point in time in this alternate reality where you are recognizing that using this pain as a source of motivation is causing you to have to hold on to this pain. And you're recognizing that it's time for change. It's time to let it go. It's time to liberate yourself from this pain instead of trying to project it into the world by kind of making yourself this hero to other people. Wow. Okay. So let's pull some more cards, group number 2. And clarify these a little bit. So we have the 7 of Wands coming out on the Ace of Swords. Yeah, so you guys are really analyzing your life. You're really looking at, you know, the charts, looking at the diagrams, looking at the progress, looking at the rises and the falls, and just really analyzing the way that things have played out, and gaining a lot of clarity in regards to, again, kind of how you've projected yourself into this world, how you've projected your pain into this world. And we have the 9 of Swords coming out on the 5 of Pentacles, and this is a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, a lot of overthinking, even kind of nightmares. You guys may dream of being lost or feeling alone. And I feel like that is your subconscious way of telling you that you need to pull your energy back out of this traumatic event in this other reality. Wow. And then we have the Queen of Swords coming out on Death. I love this. Yes, choosing to finally cut that cord, choosing to finally separate yourself from your pain, choosing freedom, and making that choice kind of every day. So there is a shift in perception, a shift in the mind, the mentality for you in this parallel universe. That is something that you are definitely going through, like an expansion, enlightenment, epiphany kind of energy happening in this parallel universe for you, where you are recognizing that you are actually building your life around your pain instead of freeing yourself from it. And because of that realization, you are going to be able to free yourself from it, especially with this Queen of Swords. You are definitely ready to cut those cords. Wow. So let's go ahead, group number 2, and pull you a couple last messages in regards to who you are in this alternate reality, in this parallel universe for group number 2. Okay. So our first one here is vulnerability. Yeah. you guys have kind of built this shell around you and not allowed yourself to be vulnerable, like it was part of your life mission up until now, where you were protected, where you always had your guard up, you always had your wall up, you didn't let anybody see you, you didn't let anybody connect to you, and that's strictly because of that pain and that fear of experiencing this loneliness again or abandonment again. And then we also have perception. Look at that. Yeah, there's a major shift in perception, a major shift in kind of the idea of what it means to be vulnerable, or how that may or may not be like dangerous. I feel like you guys maybe convinced yourself in this parallel universe through your life that being vulnerable was dangerous, that being in love was dangerous, that being, you know, maybe you've looked at love in this reality like love was weak, or love was a weakness. Interesting. Yeah, so group number two in this parallel universe, you guys are going through a major awakening, and expansion in the mental body, and really being able to see things much more clear, and kind of cutting ties from your past, separating, freeing yourself from your pain, even though it's a major source of your motivation. So you guys are currently going through a point in time where you are liberating yourself. And that may be even kind of reflecting in this reality, in this lifetime for you. You may be trying to free yourself from something. So that's very interesting. But this is what I'm seeing from a beautiful group number two. If you enjoyed this reading, if it resonated with you, or if it brought you value, please hit that like button. Comment down below. Let me know if you chose this pile. Let me know what other kinds of readings you guys would like to see. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I thank you guys so very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! Hello, my beautiful group number three. Those of you that chose card number three with the white calcite, this reading is for you. And we are looking at who you are in a parallel universe or an alternate reality. So the stones that I chose for these piles, all three of them were a different calcite. And here we have white calcite, and the stones are really giving me kind of a vision of who you are. They are kind of tapping me into this parallel universe or this alternate reality, and showing me a little bit of your energy. And coming into this reading, I had a little bit of a hard time connecting. This is a very high vibrational read here, so forgive me if I get a little scatterbrained or a little ungrounded throughout this reading. But I'm seeing this in a very kind of different way than the other two piles. First of all, the vision that's coming to me with the stone is a vision of a kind of city that's kind of burning down. There's not like massive flames or anything like that, but it's almost like the aftermath of it burning down. And like I'm being shown this from a very high point of view, like kind of like hovering. So I'm not sure if like your higher self is coming into this reading to kind of give us the messages of who you are in this parallel universe, or if this parallel universe is kind of just like an energetic universe where you don't take like physical form. That is something that's coming in here as well, which is very, very interesting. I do feel, for those of you that chose this pile, a very strong sense of like light worker, of energy worker, of like higher vibration, higher self, spirit guide type energy coming in here. So in this parallel universe, maybe you are like strictly just energy, or maybe you are a spirit guide to somebody or something else. Interesting. Let's go ahead and get into your reading here, group number three, and see what comes through. So we're going to start here with this card, and then we'll shuffle the rest of them out as we go. So group number three, who are you in this parallel universe? We have athlete coming through here. Dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower, and strength of spirit. Shadow attributes, misuse of athletic ability for selfish ends, false sense of invulnerability and entitlement. So group number three, immediately I get this kind of confirmation with this dedication to transcending physical limits. So again, I was shown this essence of like a city burning down, right? And I was being shown this almost from like a hovering point of view, as though maybe your soul or your spirit in this parallel universe was transcending maybe like physical injury or even death. So that's very interesting. But really, the biggest message I'm getting with this is that maybe in this alternate reality, your body isn't physically, either there isn't physical bodies in the same way that we have here, um, or maybe it's like very injured or like paralyzed, even where you kind of almost astral project for a large portion of your life to be able to see things from a different point of view. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's go ahead and pull some more cards and see what else we have that comes out for group number 3. I am very much so getting the sense of like this parallel universe being a very energetic universe where like physical energies aren't the same as they are here. But let's see here, group number 3. Who's group number 3 in this parallel universe, in this alternate reality? We have initiation and ceremony. We have saving humanity. And we have light of awareness. Oh my gosh, you guys. Initiation and ceremony. I really feel this as kind of this essence of, like I said, it's almost a sense of death, of like the physical body dying, coming through here in this parallel universe. But in a sense where like it's almost the entire body or the collective consciousness dying. It's not like the same type of death that we experience. It's almost like the death of the ego or the death of limitations, where you are able to transcend like these limits. You are able to overcome challenges and challenges and obstacles. And due to this overcoming of this, that it's almost like your initiation into your energetic form, where you are able to then be a spirit guide or a light worker, or like this energetic source that really helps guide other people through darkness or through their limitations. Wow, group number 3. And then we have light of awareness, which again kind of confirms this sense of a light body, of an energetic body, of a very high vibrational kind of energy that helps transcend and like evolve the universe. Wow, that's very interesting. This is super different from the other readings that I was picking up on, but this is very interesting. I like this a lot. Let's go ahead and pull some more cards and see a little bit more about who you are, group number 3, in this parallel universe, in this alternate reality. Strength of spirit. So it's almost like you guys had to almost go through like some testing, some challenges, some obstacles, some like scenarios almost, to kind of prove your strength of spirit, to then be initiated or activated or accepted into this position of a light worker or of a spirit guide or something like that. Wow. It's very interesting. We have the loving woman coming through here. And that was something that I kind of picked up on coming into this reading, is that this parallel universe is almost like the frequency of love. It is the essence of love, or at least that's kind of like the energy that you are being initiated into in order to then help guide or nurture or nourish the universe or the planetary body or the collective. Interesting. We then have, wow, you guys, your higher self. And we have happy success. Oh my gosh, you guys. Yeah, you guys are a very high consciousness, a very high vibration, and it's almost like a higher dimension energy coming in here. Very, very gentle, but it's also like very powerful. Very kind of like this willpower or just very empowered, very powerful kind of energy coming through here. So there's almost like this duality of like masculine and feminine energy coming in with this essence here, which is very beautiful. I absolutely love this. So comment down below, let me know if you chose this pile. Um, but this is very, very interesting. I'm really being led to believe that this alternate reality or this parallel universe, you are like an energy source. You are you are the light. I don't know how else to say that. That's very interesting. Let's go ahead and pull some tarot, group number 3, and see what else we have here. There's like a strong essence of transcending the physical limitations, or really kind of transcending any kind of physical form here for group number 3. Interesting. So maybe some of you guys in this lifetime, in this reality, have experienced like angelic forces or very high vibrational energies, or even kind of galactic energies, starseed energies that you've come into contact with, especially with your higher self. So I'd be very interested to kind of hear about that. Let's go ahead here and take a look at our tarot. We have the 10 of Chalices. On the loving woman. Wow. So again, this is like a marriage of your masculine and feminine. This is like a really strong essence of duality here, but in like the highest form, in the most loving form with the 10 of Chalices. Wow. We have the 2 of Wands coming out. Yeah, I really feel for you guys in this parallel universe. You are like this energetic source, but like you have this curiosity to kind of wander, to drift, to look over the collective of this kind of universe that you live in. You are a very curious soul, which may have been something that kind of even sparked this process of transcending the physicality. Interesting. And then we have the 5 of Chalices coming out in reverse. Wow. So it's like you guys have embraced the other side. Like it's almost, oh, there's just this strong sense of duality here. Like you no longer fear death because you've already experienced it. So interesting. Group number 3, some of you guys may have like had a near-death experience, or had a very impactful near-death experience, or very recent near-death experience in this alternate reality. Where maybe you got to go kind of connect with loved ones. That's very interesting. Let's get some clarification here for group number 3. And why is the 10 of Chalices here for group number 3? We have the Knave of Swords coming out here. And I love that there's like this kite like up in the air, like this higher point of view. I almost feel for some of you guys that this alternate version of yourself is sending you messages into this reality. And for some of you guys, this alternate reality, this version of yourself is um, very much so a medium, very much so in connection with spirit or with like the other side, whatever the other side is in this parallel universe, very, very connected and very open to receiving messages, especially from loved ones. Interesting. Why is the Two of Wands here? We have Judgment. Wow, look at this. And she's sitting here at like this altar, almost like communing with the other side. Group number 3. And Judgment is very much so about like rebirth, about almost like coming back to life here. So again, I'm getting this very strong sense of like a near-death experience, or like experiencing the other side, or like the spiritual realm in some way, shape, or form. So it's almost like this alternate version of you is very good at either changing form, like really very good at going between like the physical to the spiritual form. Maybe that's something that you're able to do in this parallel universe. Like maybe you're able to walk between worlds or like change forms. Interesting. So let's go ahead here and see why the Five of Chalices is here for group number 3. Why is the Five of Chalices here? I really am feeling like this strong sense of being able to step like through the veil of the living and the spirit worlds for you here. We have the High Priestess. Wow. Yeah, that's like major confirmation in regards to that. Like you are able to take physical form or spiritual form in this parallel universe. Like that is like the strongest energy coming through here. So maybe for a lot of you guys that chose this pile, your guides are trying to show you something of the spiritual realm in like your current reality, and maybe that's why you're being presented this alternate version of yourself. But yeah, strong sense of no longer fearing death, near-death experience, and being able to kind of choose whether or not you want to be physical or spiritual, or like a light body, or energy. There's something here. Some of you guys in this parallel universe, like maybe with this near-death experience, you were given the choice or the option on whether or not you wanted to come back in this physical form. But if you came back, like you would be forever changed, and you kind of, that was kind of the initiation into this medium type ability. It's almost like mediumship, but on a whole nother level here, where you're able to walk between those worlds here. So, wow, that's very interesting. Group number 3, very, very interesting. Let's go ahead here, and I'm going to pull you a couple last messages to see if we can get any more information about who you are in this parallel universe, because this isn't like, it's not as encompassing as the other 2 readings are, I guess, but very, very interesting. Let's go ahead here and see group number 3. What other information can we get about who you are in this parallel universe for group number 3? We have wisdom. Yeah, for sure. Very high wisdom here, like High Priestess for sure, coming in here and like having this massive amount of wisdom about things that are usually unseen or unknown to others in regards to like life and death. And then we have, wow, identity. Interesting. Group number 3, there's definitely like this essence of being able to choose who you are, of being able to choose the form that you take. And, you know, this could be, like I said, some of you may be like experiencing this near death experience in this parallel universe where you were being given like the option to come back or to stay in this spiritual form. Some of you guys may be going through like some spiritual awakenings or even kind of connecting to a high priest or priestess, having some sort of teacher or mentor that is guiding you through some sort of initiation process. But really, that's the biggest message here, is that right now in this parallel universe, you are able to walk between worlds and you are able to choose who you are and the form that you take. Whether this is permanent or not, I really couldn't tell you. But I do feel with judgment here that those of you that were experiencing this near-death experience in this parallel reality, you did choose to come back, but it forever changed you. You forever have this new wisdom about what it's like on the other side, or about what it's like to be a spiritual being or in spiritual form, or to be like a light body, or like there's just this huge release of fear surrounding the unknown because it's no longer unknown to you. Interesting. But this is what I'm seeing for my beautiful group number 3. If you enjoyed this reading, please hit that like button, comment down below, let me know if you chose this pile, let me know what you thought of it, let me know what other readings you guys would like to see, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I thank you guys so very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!